What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Superpower Review, the show that brings you news and reviews on comic book related things. I'm your host, Kevin Vidinia, and today we've got a super exciting episode today. This is a mouthful. Hopefully you can get it all in one shot. Today we are doing a review on the Kotobukiya ArtFX Plus 1/6 scale PVC statue. I was so close. The Batman statue by Kotobukiya. So before we get into this beautiful statue, as always, let's start off with the box because you guys love to look at boxes. So let's slide this out of the way and let's bring in the box. Let's talk about this box. This is a pretty big box for a pretty big statue. And if you guys, I've usually said in the past that I don't keep a lot of my boxes to my collectibles. But when the collectible happens to be a pretty pricey one and a pretty cool one, I do keep the boxes. And plus, it helps if the box is actually pretty cool. So we get a pretty big cutout window so you can look at your statue. And then on the side here, we get some cool Batman art. Let's look at the side here. And on the side, we get a pretty cool close-up of the statue here. Which side? This side. And then we get a Kotobukiya logo up here as well with the Batman logo as well. And then on the side here, we get this probably one of my favorite pieces of artwork by David Finch. We get a David Finch Batman on the side of this box here. On the back, gives you a little brief description about the statue. It gives you a pretty cool shot of the statue. Pretty nice. And then on the top here is pretty cool as well. You get this little cutout window of the bat symbol. So really cool box. I like the box. I definitely had to keep the box. It's really cool. So let's not waste any more time on this box and let's actually talk about the statue. All right, so let's get into it. So this was a Christmas present from moi. This statue is a little special to me because this is my chapter president Steve Cline's statue. I bought it off of him. If you do not know who Steve Cline is, he is the vice president and East chapter president of the Comic Book Fiend Club. He has made multiple appearances on the show. And if you have not seen him on here before, I highly suggest you look at older episodes, especially the one where he does a tour of his Batcave. If you haven't seen that yet, I will gladly put that link in the description below. So let's talk about this statue real quick. This is a 1/6 scale PVC statue. This is one of my new favorite Batman statues in my whole collection. You know what? No, erase that. It is my favorite Batman statue in my whole entire collection. Reasons why? Do I have to really list them? I mean, look at this thing. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Let's start off with the base. Hopefully I can get him off the base without anything happening here. Fingers crossed. All right, we're safe. We're good. Hopefully he can stand on his own. Stand, Batman. So if we can take a look at the base real quick, you get this pretty simple plastic black base, and then you get the bat emblem on the base too, which is pretty nifty. You get these little pegs, so Batman's little feet can go into those pegs, and he can stand pretty securely and pretty safely. I'm just going to put this on the side. I'm not going to try putting them on the stand. Let's just show them like this. All right, so in this statue, as you can see, we get a gray and black suited Batman statue. They do make a variation of this statue where you can get the blue and gray one. I'm not a big fan of the gray and blue Batman. I am a huge fan of the black and gray Batman, which is why I went with this one. But different tastes and everything. A lot of people do like the blue and gray over the black and gray. Statues made by Kotobukiya. They are masters when it comes to making statues out of PVC. He is a perfect height. This is a 1/6 scale. So he's about, if I'm eyeballing it, he's maybe about 10 to 12 inches tall on the statue. Beautiful paint apps. I have no complaints with paint apps. There's no running of paint anywhere. Everything is very clean. When you go from black to gray, there's no overlaps of paint. He's a very, very clean statue. Very, very nice statue. One of the most cleanest painted statues I have seen for a PVC statue, by the way. Man, great sculpt on this guy. You see his muscles, great definition with the paint app, so you can see a little more definition in his muscles, which is very cool. And the pose, I mean, look at this pose. This pose is really cool. He's kind of holding his cape here a little bit, which is really cool. He looks like he's ready to maybe start fighting, like, hey, he's got his hand out like, hey, calm down there. Don't you know who I am? I am Batman, and I will mess you up. That's the kind of pose I kind of see him as, like, halt, I am Batman. And the cape is so cool on this statue. Let's turn him around and look at the cape. Look how cool and flowy this cape is. Oh, yeah, that looks great on screen. That looks awesome. So super cool, intricate cape, very flowy. If I turn him here, you can see he has like a tethered cape. It's kind of ripped up. The suit has seen some battles, but overall, a really, really cool statue. So I love the pose he's in, love the paint apps, the height is perfect, and this is a very highly recommended Batman statue if you're a Batman collector like I am. I don't know if you can tell, Batman shirt, and I believe there's like, a bunch of Batman comics in the background. So if I were to give this statue a rating using the CGC tier, this one's got to get a 9.8 for sure, with minty, fresh white pages for sure. I just love everything about this statue. I have nothing bad to say about this statue whatsoever. Kotobukiya are kings when it comes to making PVC statues. They are the best when it comes to making PVC statues. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of PVC statues. I don't see how you cannot be a fan of PVC statues because they make statues and collecting a little more affordable, and plus it's not a super fragile material. Like, he's got some give to him. You can move him around. If he were to fall over, I'm not going to say he's not going to break. He probably won't. But if you had a high resin, like a resin statue, and if you were to topple over, this for sure you're going to get a crack and chip. On this, you're probably not going to. And this is the reason why I love PVC statues, because they're durable. Stuff can happen to them. I don't have to worry so much when I'm dusting these things off about breaking like a little horn or a finger or something like that. So if you're planning on getting this, if you're planning on buying this online, I'm not a big fan of buying statues online. Just be careful because there is shipping and handling involved. Luckily, the person I bought this from, Steve Cline, he packed this thing up super well. Nothing was going to happen to the statue. He had this in a huge box, and there are peanuts everywhere, bubble wrap, as a statue should be packed, but please be careful. I think it's better if you find statues in your local toy shops, because you get to look at it, see if you really like it and really want it, and then you can just take it home. But, maybe you don't have toy shops and you have no choice but to buy it online. But this is a highly recommended piece. You got to pick it up if you're a huge Batman fan like I am. It's just a really awesome piece. There's so much action in this piece, especially from the cape. I feel like the cape is giving all the action in this piece on how much it flows. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to do it for today. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing to the channel lately. It's a huge help. It really shows some love, and a little bit of love can go a long way here at the channel. So that's going to do it for this episode, and I will see you guys next time.